Golfing on God's ground. This is a vision shared by some Greek-orthodox monks in the Mediterranean island of Crete and a group of British global investors. Their plans to develop luxury tourism near the Toplu monastery are valued at 1.2 billion euros. The monastery has stood for centuries at the eastern extremity of Crete. Today, it's being buffeted by more than strong wind. The lineup of opponents to the development plan includes ecologists and archaeologists. A local petition gathered 11,000 signatures against the Cavo Sidero project, and what some have called the investment of the century is awaiting a decision on legitimacy from a Greek high court. The abbot is in favour of building a marina and five-star hotel surrounded by tourist villages.
This project will give this area financial incentives. There's a problem of a lack of jobs around here. This project is looking at creating 2,000 or 2,500 new jobs, so the young people from this area will find a job here.
Father Philotheus took charge of the monastery when he was just 25. He restored it with his own hands. Today, the monastery's winemaking, agricultural and tourist activities bring in 8 million euros per year, employing 160 people. The development of tourism, it's hoped, could play a major role in economic recovery for Greece, playing on some of the country's strongest assets: history, culture and nature. Tourism accounts for almost a fifth of the national income. Because of the financial crisis, many German and British tourists lately cancelled their holidays here. In better times, these two groups made up some one-third of the roughly 15 million annual visitors. On a more encouraging note, more have been coming from Russia. Greece is a patchwork of Natura 2000 sites, areas with outstanding animal and plant life considered to warrant protection under European Union environmental standards. It follows that great care must be taken in these sites with tourist development. Crete is especially noted for its rich biodiversity. In the Natural History Museum, we meet Dinotherium giganteum, whose skeleton was unearthed in the Cavo Sidero region. Archaeologists don't want resorts interfering with the territory's rich potential for discovery.
Certain surveys that have been done recently have noted some extra hundreds of sites which do exist scattered over the landscape, but which have not really been looked at in any depth.
And it has all these wonderful antiquities. It has this amazing landscape of unique plants, animals, fauna, and otherwise it wouldn't be a Natura 2000 area. And this is what is going to be lost if we have imposed by an external culture an artificial town or resort.
The ruins of antiquity on Crete are already an exciting attraction for tourists, raising the question, are golfing and historical investigation conflicting or complementary activities? Palicastro and the ruins of Itanos are world famous for their archaeological heritage. Then there is Vai, the only palm tree forest in Europe. The Cavo Sidero plan includes golf courses and tourist villages representing 7,000 luxury beds in an area of 26 square kilometres. Timothy Hill is one of the directors of the Minoan Group. The investors have leased the eastern tip of Crete from the Toplu Monastery Foundation for the next 80 years. But construction work has yet to begin.
The Greek crisis has made the need for projects of this sort even greater. The country badly needs foreign currency. It badly needs to boost its tourism in the bad times that are ahead of it.
Although there are differing opinions in Greece, Tim Hill says his group's environmental impact study is up to date. We drive to the heart of the planned resort project. Picture this landscape partially covered with golf courses.
Nice to meet you.
Hill says the Cavo Sidero project will strictly respect the water catchment area for the protected Vai palm forest. The promoters do not intend to have a green-coloured golf green. They aim to use a variety of more yellow-coloured grass that consumes less water. One of the main critics of the 1.2 billion euro project is Manolis Tsantikis. He knows the antique treasures of eastern Crete well. The photographer co-founded a local group to stop the mega development.
Golf courses need thousands of tons of water. Each golfing green is about 800 to 1,000 square metres. So you understand this will not just be a disaster for the Itanos region, but for many more archaeological sites which are still undiscovered or haven't had research done on them.
We are not in any way destroying or encroaching. We are isolating and protecting for the long term and allowing income streams to ensure that all the archaeology here has a long-term future. In respect to the water for it, we are producing our own desalinated water, which means that we are not in any way drawing upon underground water reserves or any water that would otherwise be used by the community.
Manolis and his friend Antonis are both elected members of local councils. They would like to implement an alternative tourist concept with nature and history trails and ecotourism.
Here we have the driest climate of anywhere in Europe and rare plants that exist nowhere else in the world. We'd like to see this biodiversity preserved. In this place, we don't need artificial beauty. In this place, without water, we don't need strange things like golf resorts. We need to bring out and support the natural beauty which already exists.
The rights and wrongs aren't easy to prove. The project promoters point out that there is already ongoing destruction of the landscape here by intensive grazing. Exposed soil is washed away. The Minoan group proposes a reduction in the number of sheep and goats and a conversion of their herders to become resort rangers. They say proper site management could serve everyone's interests and nature. The investment group promises that 92% of the site will remain naturally managed. Phidias Contaminatius is a lawyer. He alerted the authorities to legal doubts he has about the Minoan group's plans.
This company has been advertising outside of Greece that it offers properties, houses, apartments, etc. for sale. There is no legal way on earth that any piece of the property of the foundation can be sold to anybody. This whole scheme is illegal from A to Z.
While waiting for the administrative court to make its decision, the monastery continues its day-to-day business, which includes the beach bar near the protected Vi palm forest. The Greek tourism industry hopes it can benefit from a weaker euro to improve revenues. Its strategy is to attract more tourists from Turkey, China, India and Japan. The monastery has a long story to tell of pirate raids and monks killed by marauding Ottomans or Hitler's paratroops. With or without a golf course, Toplu is in itself an historical European treasure.